Hi, this is Barry from Define Tomorrow. We're going to take a quick look at Zerto and how it manages replication between two on-premise infrastructures. So in this example here, I've got an active production site where we're looking to replicate virtual machines from one side to another. What we would normally be doing, or what we have been doing in the past, is obviously looking some form of storage technology to replicate your virtual machines from one side to another. But as we move forward, we're increasingly looking at software-defined solutions to be looking to manage our infrastructure, to remove that reliance, the dependency on the underlying hardware. We're moving to solutions such as hyper-converged solutions, and we're also having a look at the cloud as to how we could introduce hybrid solutions that allow us to reduce the reliance on us having to maintain a second solution for DR. So what we want to be doing now is managing that layer at a software layer, and Zerto have really set themselves up well to be able to help with this. Now, their technology is extremely simple to implement. It works with both VMware and Hyper-V from a hypervisor perspective, but it can also work in conjunction with AWS and Azure as well. Now, the first component that we need to do in this solution is we will install the Zerto Virtual Manager. So it's Zerto Virtual Manager, ZVM. And that is installed on a Windows server with minimal requirements, and it will connect to either SCVMM if you're utilizing Hyper-V or to vCenter. Now, this is the central point of management for Zerto. There's no other consoles to manage it. You don't have to manage anything on an individual ESX host basis, but you do need one of these at each of your sites. So we're going to make sure that in this solution here, we're installing a ZVM at each of our sites. Now, once that's installed, you're able to very quickly, very easily then roll out the other component that is then required, which are the replication appliances, or VRA, so virtual replication appliances. Now, the requirement here is to have one of these on each of your virtualization hosts. So we deploy that from the ZVM onto each of our hosts in the underlying infrastructure. We need to do that at both sides, so we're going to deploy those down at this side as well. So that's now done. Now, when we were replicating our virtual machines down at the storage level, we were used to replicating our virtual machines at a volume or a LUN level, which meant that we were replicating a number of virtual machines at the same time from A over to B. Now, the benefit with Zerto and a software-defined replication technology is we're actually able to replicate virtual machines at a replicate workloads at an individual virtual machine basis. This is fully configured inside of Zerto, but where Zerto really differs from many other solutions is normally we see snapshots being taken on a regular basis, and this maybe goes for SAM-based technologies or also other virtualization-based technologies, and those snapshots are then replicated over to the other side. Now, it depends on the way the technology works, but there can be downsides to snapshotted-based technologies in terms of performance, downtime, interruptions to the VMs, etc. Now, the way that Zerto works is the VRAs, in conjunction with a driver at the ESXi level, are able to intercept the write that will be coming down to your storage and take a copy of that into the VRA that is there on each of your ESX hosts. Now, from that perspective, the VRA is then going to replicate the traffic to the other site. Now, again, another benefit that we have with Zerto is rather than just having one copy of that virtual machine or snapshots to recover from, per virtual machine we have a journal disk that contains the changed blocks that have happened over time for each and every virtual machine. So as a change comes through, that is written to a journal which is kept in order, so when it comes to recovery time, you are able to choose a time that will meet your specific needs. So typically the RPO, the recovery point objective, may be between 10 and 20 seconds. So we can choose any recovery point that is going to be able to get our data back from the point we need to. So when we're looking at ransomware recovery or something like that, we can very quickly and very easily choose the point before the ransomware hit the system, but with a minimal loss of data. Now the journal, as I said, is per virtual machine and can be placed to a completely different disk if desired. So this solution is very quick, very easy to deploy. It also will work alongside Microsoft Azure with a cloud-based replication appliance they have in the Azure marketplace, and it offers full recovery to Azure and also failback. So this has been a very quick overview as to Zerto, the